After an excellent start to the season at Donington Park, we're back for the Super Pro VAG Trophy and the Touch of Mojo Mark II Golf GTI Championships here at the mini Nürburgring that is Cadwell Park. The Super Pro VAG Trophy Championship introduced a data logging system to monitor the power-to-weight ratio of the cars. In a championship like this with such a variety of models, this is something that's really important. Let's go and chat to Barry Cully to find out more.
The data logging system itself really comprises two main parts. In the car we have a little box which has got a GPS receiver and various accelerometers, and it records data, raw data, onto the card. It doesn't analyse it, do anything with it. The second part really is the analysis program that we run on the computers, and it's the analysis program that we use for calculating power and everything like that. It depends what the drivers want to do with it as to what they need to achieve, really. So the idea is that it can actually stop. I don't like to use the word cheating, but I mean it means that you're measuring the power in live time. You're not going to a rolling road measuring the power and then saying, well, you know, that's your power, and then, you know, you can adjust parameters and suddenly end up with more power. So measuring in live time means, in theory, people shouldn't be able to manipulate the figures.
And I guess it must be quite interesting from a driver perspective as well.
It can be very useful because on the analysis program you can split your laps up into sectors, and then you can compare your speed through the various sectors, and that way then you can, if your fastest lap doesn't contain all your fastest sectors, you can find out why you were faster on other sectors and use those to improve your fastest lap. And the championship scrutineer, after you come into Parc Fermé, can actually pull your chip from the data logger and that analyse it on his computer, knowing the weight of your car and what the conditions are, and that way then can see whether you're over power or not. The data loggers actually give you a range of power. They give you a power plus or minus a percentage. So as long as you're within that percentage, you should be okay, that your power's right. It's if you're outside of that range, it means you've got too much power. It needs to be looked at.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
As always, a full grid here for race 2 of this weekend's Super Pro VAG Trophy Championships here at Cadwell Park. Let's take a look at the grid.
And a very, very busy grid it is too, with in pole position Josh Cahill showing the front row, Dave Cadwell, then Tony Absalom and James Dowding, the first of the Class B runners on row 2. Full field, the twists and turns of Cadwell Park await as we're ready for the start. The green flag waved from the marshal, the rear of the pack. The red lights flash on now. Who's going to get the jump from the line? It's always very congested here, and away we go. It's a good start from Carvel, a brilliant start from Darren Bedford, number 6 in the midfield as he tries to jostle his way through. But Polster, Josh Cahill and Dave Carvel side by side as they head towards Coppice for the first time. They swoop through the left hand, then have that steep climb uphill towards Charlie's before they accelerate out onto the park straight. And it's Dave Carvel who has got the jump on Cahill. It looks as if Carvel may be in the right position. Then we've got Tony Absalom and Paul Taylor, the next two, and then James Dowding and Darren Bedford side by side as they head over the crest into the braking zone for Park Corner. This is the fight for 3rd and 4th, and it's the 99 car Maroon Golf of Tony Absalom who is just edging out Paul Taylor. Taylor normally could be relied on for absolutely rocket getaways, but not this time as they jink down through the gooseneck for arriving into Mansfield. And looking to the inside there, Paul Taylor, that's a very, very assertive move, and through he goes. Lovely driving from Taylor there. Absalom gave him a car's width for absolutely no more than that. So Paul Taylor climbs up to 3rd and now chases down the race leaders, where I think we may have seen a switch with Cahill now clear of Carvel. No, not quite. Still Dave Carvel just clear of Josh Cahill. Then we've got Paul Taylor chasing. Then this three-way scrap for 4th, which is headed by Tony Absalom, and then with James Dowding leading Class B with Darren Bedford, number 6, right onto his tail. And also we've got Lem Simpson as well. So leading duo swooping downhill. Barn Corner and on the way to complete the first lap of the race here in the Super Pro VAG Trophy, Cadwell Park, and always such a varied grid. It really is a very friendly and all-encompassing championship, and that is why we see such variety and such huge entries. So still, battle between Bedford and Dowding continues. It's James Dowding, who's got his nose clear of Darren Bedford, and the pair of them doing battle over the leader Class B. The battle of Class A, the race overall has switched because now Josh Cagill is through past Dave Cadwell, but this is how Cadwell got the lead. But look at the number 6 car, Darren Bedford, off the line. He rocketed away, and then Cadwell drawing alongside Cagill as they arrived into Coppice. Everybody cleanly away, which is always easier said than done here at Cadwell Park. So up over the mountain comes the race leader Josh Cagill. He's moving clear of Dave Cadwell now, but Cadwell under no particular threat from Paul Taylor. Great scrap going on though for 4th position. Tony Absalom's got James Dowding on his tail, so Dowding has withstood that pressure as they jink through Hall Bends from Darren Bedford, and through goes Dowding, jinks clear of Tony Absalom into the hairpin. So that's a nice move from James Dowding, puts a little bit of breathing space for himself and Bedford, as there's a big problem there for Ken Lark in the Scirocco, and that is going to be a very, very smoky finish to the race for Lark. The car absolutely leaping into flame. Well, the marshals here always do a fantastic job, so I'm sure that the car will be brought under control fairly quickly, but an awful lot of smoke, and that could prompt a red flag. Indeed it does, so the race being stopped, and this is the reason why. Look at the car at the back of the shot, the silver Scirocco of Ken Lark decides to go all barbecue, and frankly in slow motion that looks no less expensive and scary for Ken Lark. He is okay, the car requires some attention, and the race is ready for a restart as the red lights flash on. Out they go, and that's a brilliant getaway from Paul Taylor, the red car number 1, who sides between Josh Cagill and Dave Cadwell. Cadwell, though, is going to try and tough it out into Coppice as the rest of the field all cleanly away, and it's side by side between the leaders through Coppice as they emerge. Out of Charlie's, though, it is Paul Taylor who's moved clear of Dave Cadwell, and then we've got a charging Josh Cagill who gets a super run on to the park straight. So not really a straight at all, more a sequence of swooping curves and undulations as the leading trio trying to break clear of Tony Absalom on the brakes into Park, and Taylor is doing what he needs to here. He's just keeping Dave Cadwell at bay. Then on towards Chris Curve, the speed really mounts here, and as soon as you've got the exit of Chris Curve sorted, then you're into the gooseneck. Exhilarating sequence of corners. You flip left and then right, downhill, blind entry, and Josh Cagill still closing on Dave Cadwell as they hit the braking zone for Mansfield. This is good news for Paul Taylor because it means that he can set about making good his escape as Cagill pulls to the inside here of Dave Cadwell, draws alongside, and he should go through on the run towards the mountain. Lovely move there from Josh Cagill, and he now sets his sights on the race leader Paul Taylor as they climb up over the iconic mountain. Let's have another look at the start, and Paul Taylor shooting away, can often be relied upon for his lightning starts, and that absolutely no exception. Plenty of jostling as ever in the midfield. Further back, Darren Bedford busy having a nice scrap with Simon Tomlinson. Bedford number 6, Tomlinson the blue number 40 car, and they have got the Golfs just behind them. I suspect it's probably James Dowding. Let's see. Yes, it is Dowding, so it means that Darren Bedford's moved up into the lead of Class B then, so it's Bedford now who has the advantage in Class B after Dowding was clear in the first start, but then Simon Tomlinson moving past Darren Bedford. I just wonder if Bedford might have a slight problem there. The bonnet is flapping, and the number 6 Golf slowing significantly. He's now immediately got James Dowding onto his tail, so we could see a change leading Class B. What about the race overall? Because Josh Cagill, 141 right on the tail of Paul Taylor, and he dives to the inside as they head into the gooseneck. It's going to be very, very tight. There's contact, and around goes Taylor. Josh Cagill continues as Paul Taylor pushed backwards off the road. He rejoins in 3rd position. So Dave Cadwell promoted to 2nd. Taylor slips down to 3rd position. Josh Cagill leads the way. Now let's have another look at this. Cagill draws alongside Paul Taylor. They hit the braking zone for the gooseneck. Taylor moves across. There's contact. He spins. And really, there was not an awful lot that either of them could have done there. They both had to make the corner. He's particularly keen to concede, so I think we'll chalk that one up to a racing instant. What it means, though, is that Josh Cagill has got the lead, and he's pulled clear of Dave Cadwell. As we move into the late stage of this race, this is looking very good for a victory here at Cadwell Park in the Super Pro VAG Trophy for Josh Cahill. He sweeps through Hall Bends. Just a couple of corners and a couple of back markers to negotiate before he arrives at the checkered flag. It's Nick Penfold who Cahill picks his way past. He accelerates down the hill, the checkered flag ready and waiting, and a very impressive win for Josh Cahill here at Cadwell Park. Second place is going to go to Dave Cadwell, who's chased him all the way. He's some 5.5 seconds adrift. And then what about the fight for third position? Because Paul Taylor's been resolutely caught here by Tony Absalom, and Taylor's going to have to fight very, very hard here. Fortunately for him, it's very difficult to find your way through. That said, Taylor very, very robust in his defence there from Absalom, who's clearly a little bit quicker. And they've also got Richard Morgan and Len Simpson right on their tail. It's going to be a drag race to the line, and Paul Taylor, by hook or by crook, does hold on for third and completes the rostrum. So let's have a look then at the final results, with the win for Josh Cahill, second place Dave Cadwell, third for Paul Taylor, just from Tony Absalom and Richard Morgan, with James Dowding in 8th and winning Class B. Josh Cahill receives the handshake and the champagne and takes his place on top of the rostrum.
To be honest, I was just trying to hold the inside line. It was moving over, obviously I had sort of the inside wheel on the grass, nowhere to go, and came across front. The last thing I want to do is, you know, make contact with anyone, but I had nowhere to go, so tried to get my head down. It was a shame it got red flagged off the first start. To be honest, I had a good getaway, but that's racing, so I just take it and I'm happy.
Paul was unlucky, he was driving well, and I really deserved third place out of that one. But no, car's brilliant. I picked up a misfire at the end, so I dropped back quite drastically. Short shifting everywhere, so cars, it can be even better than that. I can be closer to him than that.
Still took third, scored some points. Dave drove a good race for seconds, had some clean racing out there. It was just a shame the way it ended, because I think it would have been good for the three of us pushing for the leads all the way to the death.
As we leave Cadwell Park, let's take a look at the standings then. Within Class B, James Dowding just a 2-point advantage over Daz Bedford. Then in Class A, it's Josh Cahill leading the way from Dave Cadwell and Paul Taylor. When you combine the classes, then it means that it's Josh Cahill who's got a slight advantage over Dave Cadwell, with James Dowding in 3rd, Darren Bedford in 4th, Paul Taylor 5th, and Steve Rowland and James Bradley Silverstone sharing 6th.
Excellent racing there from the Super Pro VAG Trophy Championship. Join us after the break for the Touch of Mojo Mark II Golf GTI Championship. See you after the break.